What is up, everybody? JT Dangerous here once again. I am back to do my AEW's Fyter Fest Night 2 2020 predictions. Now, Fyter Fest Night 2 happens next Wednesday, live, and once again, it is free, folks, on TNT from Daly's Place, once again, in Jacksonville, Florida. Now, this card for Night 2 of Fyter Fest is stacked, just like Night 1 was from top to bottom. We have 6 fantastic matches with one big title on the line, so I am very excited to do my Fyter Fest Night 2 predictions for you guys, and I hope you guys do enjoy. Now, if you guys haven't checked out my Night 1 predictions for Fyter Fest yet, definitely go check it out. If you haven't, this is the second video of the day and the final video in the month of June, so I hope you guys will be able to watch all these videos. Always show your support on our channel as always, guys, by watching these videos, super kicking those like buttons, hitting that notification bell, commenting your picks and your opinions in the comment sections down below. Now, if this is your first time watching my channel today, guys, as a first-time viewer, and this is your first video, boy, big to go. And if you're a huge fan of all elite wrestling and being elite like I am, and you're ready for Night 2 of Fyter Fest from Daly's Place in Jacksonville, Florida. Welcome to the Dangerous Alliance. I'm JT Dangerous. Welcome to the club, because this club is... two. Whoop, whoop. Again, thank you guys so very much. Other than that, let's get right into these predictions. Now, if they do add any other matches to this card, I'll have them in the comment section down below, but I'm going to do the 6 big matches that have already been determined. Let's start off with the first matchup. It's a one-on-one first ever meeting on one side. He'll be accompanied by his tag team partner, the Concrete Rose Sonny Kiss, and if you know his music, you'll know who I'm talking about. Bad boy. He is the bad boy Joey Janela, and his opponent will be accompanied by WWE Hall of Famer Jake the Snake Roberts, and he is a former multiple-time IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Champion. He is a former member of Suzuki Gun Ichiban, and he is the former IWGP United States Champion, and if you know his music, you'll know who I'm talking about. Everybody dies! Everybody dies! He is Murder Hawk Monster Lance Archer. Now, this matchup is definitely big for Joey Janela because he's looking to get some revenge after last week's vicious attack from Lance Archer on Joey Janela and his partner Sonny Kiss. This matchup is definitely big for the bad boy, a chance to knock off the Murder Hawk Monster, but it ain't going to be easy. There's how you have Lance Archer looking to rebound and bounce back after losing in the finals of that AEW TNT Championship Tournament at Double or Nothing 2 against Cody. And when Lance Archer loses, comes off a loss, he comes back more dangerous than ever. And I'm feeling very sorry for all the victims he has gone through on Dark and Dynamite, and looks like the bad boy is next on his list of victims because everybody dies, even bad boys. So, coming from me in this first ever meeting between these two one-on-one, I like Joey Janela. I like the tag team of Sonny Kiss and Joey Janela, or Bad Romance, but coming from me, everybody dies to the EBD call, and everybody dies, including bad boys. So coming from me, I'm going to go with my boy Murder Hawk Monster Lance Archer to rebound and bounce back and defeat the bad boy Joey Janela by any means. And now the next matchup. It is a women's one-on-one showdown on one side. She is the former AEW Women's Champion, and she's looking to rebound and bounce back. And if you know her music, you'll know who I'm talking about. She is the native beast, Nilo Rose, and her opponent is right now a mystery. Now, starting off with Nilo Rose first, she is coming off her loss of the AEW Women's Championship to Hikaru Shida at Double or Nothing 2 in that no DQ, no countout match. So the native beast is looking to rebound and bounce back here and get back into the top contendership for the AEW Women's Championship. Now, the big question coming into this matchup is, who is this mystery opponent for Nilo Rose? It could be anybody. It could be Abaddon. It could be anybody in the AEW Women's division. But whoever has to face Nilo Rose is going to have a rough night. So, coming from me in this women's one-on-one showdown, I'm going to play this one safe. I may get this one wrong because of whoever the mystery opponent is, but I am going to go with the native beast Nilo Rose to rebound and bounce back and defeat this mystery opponent by any means. And now the next matchup. It is a very unique six-man tag team battle on one side. They are all representing SCU, consisting of the Fallen Angel, Christopher Daniels, the Heavy Metal Rebel, Frankie Kazarian, and Scorpio Sky. And their opponents. First, he is a former Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champion, a former NWA World Champion, and one hell of a commentator when he was in Ring of Honor. And if you know his music, you know who it is, because it's... Boom, boom. Colt Cabana, boom, boom. Colt Cabana, boom, boom. Colt Cabana, it's Colt Cabana. And his partners are representing the Dark Order, consisting of Stu Grayson and the man who fought Jon Moxley at Double or Nothing for the AEW World title. And if you know his music, you'll know who I'm talking about. He is exalted. He is the exalted one, Mr. Brody Lee. Now, this rivalry has been going on since February of this year between SCU and the Dark Order, after the Dark Order was prophesizing the exalted one was coming. And SCU, especially Christopher Daniels, was not buying into that story, saying there was no exalted one. And boy, was he wrong when Brody Lee made his AEW debut as the exalted one. And ever since then, the Dark Order has grown in numbers. I mean, adding more members like the Preston Vance or 10 and multiple other members, and possibly having Anna Jay, the newest addition to the AEW Women's Division, possibly join the Dark Order. But the big story with the Dark Order was they were trying to enroll Colt Cabana, who, yes, is a fantastic wrestler, former NWA World Champion, but he was on a very bad losing streak, and Dark Order kind of feeds on losing streaks, and they gave him an offer. He got his win on Dynamite against Joey Janela and Sonny Kiss on this past week on Dynamite. But now he has to face off against a team that he actually saved from the Dark Order at Revolution when Colt Cabana made his debut. So the big question is Colt Cabana committed to the Dark Order, or is this just a plan to have somebody come into the inside and break the Dark Order from the inside out? So, coming from me in this six-man tag team showdown, as much as I love SCU, I'm down with them, being I'm from California, but coming from me, I think I'm going to go with the Dark Order and Colt Boom Boom Cabana to get another big win and defeat SCU by any means. And now the next matchup, and this one's going to be a really good matchup. This is an 8-man tag team battle on one side. First, they are the team that MJF brought to AEW, and if you know their music, making their theme debut on the channel, you'll know who I'm talking about. They are the Butcher and the Blade, and their partners are representing Death Triangle, and they are making their return to AEW after being locked down at home during the coronavirus pandemic. And if you know their music, you'll know who I'm talking about. They are the team of Rey Fenix and Pentagon Jr. They are the Lucha Brothers. And their opponents. First, they are, in my opinion, the best they are the most technical wrestling tag team in the world today. They are the former two-time NXT Tag Team Champions. The former two-time Raw Tag Team Champions. They are the former SmackDown Tag Team Champions. And they are Dax Harwood and Cash Wilder. They are FTR. And their opponents, and their partners, are the best tag team in the world today. And if you know their music, you'll know who I'm talking about. In Jacksonville, you ready for Super Kick Party? They are Matt, Nick, the Young Bucks. Now, this 8-man tag is going to be fantastic. You got 4 individual tag teams that make the AEW tag team division the best tag team division in wrestling, bar none. And I know this one's going to be an absolute banger. Now, starting off with the Butcher and the Blade and the Lucha Brothers, they're looking to get some revenge, especially Butcher and the Blade against FTR, because it was FTR that beat them a couple weeks ago in Dynamite. Also punked them out in that interview with Tony Schiavone, and Butcher and the Blade actually stole FTR's whip, and they're looking to get some revenge against this team that just came in out of the blue and looking to take their spot as a tough tag team in the AEW tag team division. There's idea of the Lucha Brothers, Phoenix and Pentagon Jr., who are making their return after being stuck at home during this coronavirus pandemic. And with the return of the Lucha Brothers, hopefully we will get closer and closer to seeing the Bastard Pac back in AEW, and that triangle can come back as a whole. But this matchup is definitely big for the Butcher and the Blade and the Lucha Brothers. There inside you have the tag team of FTR and the Young Bucks, and who would have thought that these two would actually be having to tag team together in this matchup? Because we all know the story when they were in the WWE as the Revival and the Young Bucks were here being the Elite. They always had that moniker of FTR, fuck the Revival. But the fact that WWE had no clue how to use the Revival, and AEW quite possibly have picked FTR up, that just made the tag team division 10 times better, and we can finally maybe have that match of who is the greatest tag team in the world, possibly at All Out, between FTR and the Young Bucks. So we're going to see if FTR and the Young Bucks can work together as a unit, or will their egos clash and the team will disintegrate and lose. So, coming from me in this huge 8-man tag team battle, oh man, this one's going to be good. This one's going to be really good. And I just cannot see FTR and the Young Bucks lose. This is a no-lose situation for that team. So coming from me, I am going to go with FTR and the Young Bucks to get a big win here and defeat the Butcher and the Blade and the Lucha Brothers by any means in a banger. And now the next matchup, and this one I am extremely excited for. It is a first ever meeting between these two one-on-one, and this one could definitely be the match of the night on one side. He is easily AEW's most over wrestler in AEW's history, and easily he's looking to get his first big, huge win. He is the king of slot style. He is freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy. And his opponent is the leader of the Inner Circle, and he is the only man in World Wrestling Federation history to beat The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin in the same night to become the World Wrestling Federation's first undisputed champion. He is the first man in wrestling history to hold 2 different Intercontinental titles in 2 different companies, a record-setting 9-time WWE Intercontinental Champion, a former IWGP Intercontinental Champion, a former World Champion, and he was the very first AEW World Champion. He is forever and will always be Le Champion himself, the Alpha, the Painmaker, Y2J, Chris Jericho. Now, this matchup for me is going to be the match of the night, because when it comes to Orange Cassidy against anybody, it seems like the match is always a banger, just like his matchup with Pac. Now, starting off with Orange Cassidy first, he's looking to get some revenge against Le Champion after that heinous attack from the Inner Circle on Orange Cassidy, busting him open with the newest member of the Inner Circle, Floyd the Bat, and also hitting him with a bag of oranges, which is kind of hilarious, being he's freshly squeezed and they beat the hell out of him with oranges. But this matchup is definitely big because this is his first big match since Revolution, after his matchup with Pac, which he could have easily won. But this matchup is going to be very different because he's facing off against Le Champion himself, Chris Jericho, so it won't be easy. There is the idea of Le Champion Chris Jericho looking to get back on the winning track after losing the AEW title to Jon Moxley at Revolution, and he's looking to get some revenge against this freshly squeezed jackass known as Orange Cassidy. And because Orange Cassidy kind of one-upped him not once but twice, got it in the way of Jericho trying to get to Mike Tyson. So this matchup is definitely big, and a chance for Le Champion to snuff out another potential superstar in the making, because we all know Jericho is one of the greatest of all time. He is the Jericho, and he is forever Le Champion. So coming from me in this first ever meeting between these two one-on-one, and quite possibly the match of the night, as much as I love Orange Cassidy, I think he's the most over wrestler in AEW's history, but coming from me, I am going to go with Le Champion himself, Chris Jericho, to defeat freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy by any means in an absolute banger. And now, the main event. It is for the AEW World Championship. Starting off with the challenger. He will be accompanied by the former two-time ECW World Champion, the Human Suplex Machine Taz, and he is the former X Division Champion, a former Impact World Champion, a former Lucha Underground World Champion, and he's looking to become the next AEW World Champion. He is the Machine, Brian Cage. And Brian Cage is challenging the reigning and defending AEW World Champion. And if you know his music, you'll know who I'm talking about. He is Jon Moxley. Now, starting off with Brian Cage first, he earned this opportunity by winning the Casino Ladder match at Double or Nothing 2 to earn this opportunity, and now he is just three seconds away from becoming the next AEW World Champion. Now, Brian Cage having a mouthpiece like Taz is just made in heaven, because Taz can talk. He can make you hype for a matchup. And the fact that his tagline for Brian Cage is "Who can stop the path of Cage?" which was his old moniker back in the ECW days as "Who can stop the path of rage of Taz?" But the fact that Taz is Brian Cage's mouthpiece is so perfect, because Brian Cage, if you've never seen him before, this dude is jacked to the max, and he is athletic as hell. If you watched him in Impact Wrestling when he was the Impact World Champion, he was talented. And the fact that AEW got him for that Casino Battle Royal and also signed him, it was a huge move for AEW. But this is a big matchup, and he is just one drill claw away from walking out of Fyter Fest the AEW World Champion. There is already have Jon Moxley looking to continue his reign as the AEW World Champion. He's been the champion since February when he defeated Le Champion Chris Jericho, and he's taken on all comers. But right now, this matchup is definitely in question, because if you guys don't know, you've been living under a rock, Jon Moxley may have gotten the coronavirus. Thanks to WWE stupidity, his wife, Renee Young, tested positive for the coronavirus, which showed that Jon Moxley was not going to be at Dynamite this past week, and we found out what was the reason, is that he may have contracted the coronavirus. So right now, this matchup may or may not happen, because we got to hope as AEW fans that Jon Moxley tests negative for the coronavirus, because if he tests positive for the coronavirus, this title match may not happen, or they may strip him of the AEW World title. So thanks to WWE stupidity on the coronavirus pandemic, not testing everybody like Tony Khan and AEW has done since the coronavirus started, it's definitely it's hurting us as the AEW fans to not see Jon Moxley possibly not defending the AEW title or being stripped of the belt. So right now, this matchup is definitely in question. So, coming from me, in this huge main event matchup for the AEW World title, if it happens or not, I like Brian Cage, but he has not beaten anybody since he has come to AEW. He's been jobbers on Dark and Dynamite. He has not been one legit threat in the AEW World title picture. And honestly, if they give him the belt now, it would be very stupid. And if he loses the match, I don't think he'll go down the ladder, but he'll go a few steps, like maybe 3 or 4. But the fact is, he doesn't need to win this matchup. He needs to win, he needs to beat top talent like Jon Moxley's had. So coming from me, I may get this one wrong, but I am going to go with Jon Moxley to retain the AEW World title by any means and defeat the Machine, Brian Cage, or this match won't happen. And those are my AEW's Fyter Fest Night 2 2020 predictions. Now I want to thank you guys so very much for watching this video today. Comment below, who do you have winning this huge main event match for the AEW World title between Brian Cage and Jon Moxley? Hopefully Jon Moxley will test negative for the coronavirus. Who do you have winning between freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy and Le Champion himself, Chris Jericho? Who do you have winning between Janela and Archer? And who do you see walking out? Who do you see making a huge impact at this Fyter Fest 2-night event? And as always, let's have a conversation about it. Of course, on the comment section, like it, and of course reply right back to you, because comments are absolutely always welcome on this channel. Now I do want to thank you guys so very much for watching all the videos in the month of June. I know there was not a lot. Thank you guys so very much for watching my New Japan Cup prediction. That video is getting a lot of views, so I appreciate all the support on that. And we're coming into a big month in July. We got a lot of New Japan shows that are coming up, like Dominion, like Sengoku Lord in Nagoya, like the Summer Struggle series, which I'll hopefully will be predicting Sengoku Lord in Nagoya in July, and the Summer Struggle in July. Hopefully Dominion as well. We got things that are coming, returning, like the NBA is going to be returning in July. Major League Baseball is going to be returning. So hopefully I'll be able to do playoff predictions for you guys. And now we are a few subscribers away from 800 subscribers. So I would love to get that. I'd love to get to that mark as soon as possible. So hopefully, guys, will continue the support you guys did in June and go into the July, and the Summer Dangerous League will officially begin. So again, thank you guys for watching all the videos in the month of June, and hopefully you guys will continue that success on to the month of July. Now, before you guys go, as always, you guys can never forget to do this. That like button, comment, share with your friends. Of course, super kick that like button like only you guys can. Of course, you guys can never forget to do this as well. That subscribe button become part of this bigger and dangerous alliance. I will see you guys in the month of July for some big videos. Later days, guys. Stay safe and peace.